So we're going to add fractions today. Really big deal. Okay? It's a big deal. Try to learn it. Visually, what does adding look like? So visually, you know, if you have 1/5 of something and 2/5 of something, you get 3/5 of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's a really easy one when you have the same denominator. So when you have the same denominator, you just add the numerators. Add numerators. What are the numerators? Top. And keep same denominator. Right, so the overwhelming thing is when you don't have a picture, you might say, okay, 1/5 plus 2/5 is 3/10. Like you add the bottoms as well, but that doesn't make any sense, does it? Because you're adding up fifths. All right, so we're going to change that to a plus sign. Now the denominators are different. Okay, so I'm going to look, remember this thing we had? Mine's copied really dark, and I'm sorry about that. But I'm going to look at a half, which is right here. See it? I'm going to do it like this. A half. And I'm adding a third. Now that's kind of hard because, you know, if I have to keep the same denominator, I don't have the same denominator, so that's not working for me. So on this picture, I can go down to, you know, where they're built the same. Like, if I go straight down the line, if I take a ruler and I go straight down, this line hits right there, and this line hits right there on the same row. Do you see that? Okay, so really 1/3 can be written as 2/6, and 1/2 can be written as 3/6. Okay? And that could give me 5/6. Or I can just see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? All right. So the whole idea here is I have to have the same denominator. I'm going to call it a common, because common means same, denominator. The tops can be different, but the bottom has to be the same. All right, so without a picture, when I have that, you could draw a picture if you wanted, and you could do it. Or you can do what we did up there, add the tops. So 3. And keep bottom the same. Does that make sense? You have 2/4 of a pizza. You have 1/4 of a pizza. So you have 3/4 of a pizza. Makes sense? Yeah. Okay. Now, different denominator, that's a bit harder. Okay, so let's do 1/4, this is our egg, plus 2/5. So our first step is going to be to build equivalent fractions. I'll put new fractions with same denominator. So I'm going to do that thing I started with up there. I just have to decide what the denominator is going to be. Okay, so here we need to find a number that 4 and 5 both go into. We can think of it, or we can just multiply 4 and 5 together, and we put a 20 there on the bottom. So that becomes the new denominator. And I got it by doing 4 times 5. Okay? Now, I have to go through the procedure now of saying, okay, what did I multiply 4 by? Well, gosh, you know that, don't you? Yeah, you multiplied it by 5, so you got to do the top. 5. And then you go, what did I multiply 5 by? Well, you know what you multiplied it by, don't you? 4. You get 8. Is everybody so far so good?
Yeah.
And then what do? Same. Add tops. keep bottom.
Oh, odd.
So now it just becomes that one. So I go, that's equal to 13 over 20, and I'm done.